Friends, first of all, I want to thank you, Lord Joyce, for giving this opportunity to share some information with friends about a subject which is an absolute necessity considering the conditions we find ourselves today. Since creation till this day, there is only one message given by all the prophets of all religions, all the gurus, all avatars, all saints, and that message is total love. Train your mind to take total coloration of love. It is the same thing as love and love. The same message was given in the beginning at the time of creation, and then either due to sins of omission, that is non-performance of ordained duties, or sins of commission, that is wrong performance of ordained duties, terrific karma takes place and these divine messengers come in all parts of the planet to reset the energy cycle and to help people go back into what they're supposed to do. People who come after those prophets divide and split themselves into compartments. Sometimes it is vested interest, and most of the time it is ignorance, and that is how things happen. Anyway, there is only one message, and that message is eternal. That means, since you are born in the image of thy Father, the moment you are born as a human being, you have all the potential to reach that stage, what is called I and my Father are one. It does not depend on your education, the country you are born in, the color of your skin, your intellectual ability. No, because only blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. And when we utter these words, blessed are the pure, that means if you wish to make the journey of life an endeavor of joy, there is only one way, that is to make your mind totally full of love. You know, everyone is born with different destiny. Two children of the same parents have different destiny. As we say, they have to face different music. However, if we train the mind to react with love to each and every circumstance in life, then automatically you are set on an escalator of grace. You take one step and divine grace takes 10 steps for you. Now, what is the problem normally with all of us? Everyone. That is, our intellect gives some judgment that certain thing we should not do. It is wrong to do, it is bad to do a certain thing. But we very quickly trample upon the judgment given by our own intellect, because the body has certain habits and the mind has certain habits. Where this started is besides the point, but all of us find us in that situation. That means normally we find ourselves in what is called a vicious circle. That is, my intellect tells me that I should not do such and such a thing, but because of the pull of the body and mind, I do it. And the moment I do it, there is the law of reap as you sow, what is called the law of karma. That means intellect and action act and react. That means the intellect gets soiled and starts pronouncing wrong and further wrong judgment. That's how we go on. So the whole process is to come back, and everybody has that potential. Not only potential, he has the duty to make use of that potential to reach that stage, what is called thou art perfect as thy Father in heaven is perfect. And for that, only thing to do when you are born as a human being is to try to train the mind to be full of love. There is nothing else. Now how to do it? There is the first question. The first thing is, what are the factors that disturb the mind? Can we prima facie, what are the factors that we find? Some factors come from the physical body and they trouble us. That is why the mind is disturbed. Well, try to learn a few things and set things right. You will see that several times you just attend to your breath and learn a few practices of breathing and things become better. Of course, an important part of the whole thing is now to be able to watch our own habit patterns and to become a witness of them. Well, how to go into that stage? There is so much disturbance all around. For that, the Vedas, that is the ancient-most body of knowledge where all these things are told, the message is of course total love. And certain practices, certain material aids, material helps, they are given. They are given in the science of medicine called Ayurveda. I have come to talk about one basic process which is extremely relevant. It has been relevant all the time, but still extremely relevant, especially in the conditions in which we find ourselves today. That means all the polluted conditions of the atmosphere. That small process is the basic process in several sciences given through the Vedas. Vedas is the ancient-most knowledge known to mankind. You go to any university and they will tell you that this is the ancient-most thing known to man. Of course, it is as old as creation. All this is given in a language called Sanskrit, which was nobody's mother tongue at any time on earth. All these languages, now we are using one European language, for example. All European languages come from Sanskrit, so it's like a grandmother or great-grandmother of all these languages. Since this knowledge was given in this language, that means all over the world this knowledge existed. And this is not something pertaining to any country or any particular region. However, in course of time, this knowledge got lost, and now again it is being revived by divine grace. So what I am going to talk today, there is nothing new. It is as old as creation, but I am just putting it in modern words to suit the occasion. That means it is easier to understand in modern terms. All this is revealed knowledge. There is an ancient science called the science of Yajna, Y-A-J-N-Y-A. The science of Yajna means the science of purification of the atmosphere through the agency of fire. This is the science behind the story of Moses and the burning bush. You know the story of Moses and burning bush in the Bible. In Exodus, it is stated, "Remove thy shoes off thy feet, for thou art treading holy ground." And then Moses sees the bush burning, but the bush burnt not. This is that same science which was again told at the time of Moses, and it is also repeated in the Quran more than once, the same story of Moses. So this is also told in the prophecies of Daniel in the Bible, that this Agnihotra is going to come, sunrise, sunset, fires. It is all told already. It is interesting to note that in all ancient traditions all over the world, this is the period in which we live today. This is the period told that things are going to change. At the time of Buddha, it was told 2,500 years after Buddha. There is a whispering Christian tradition which says around 2,000 years things will change. Prophet Muhammad gave a date 1,400 years after him. So that is now. You go to the Hopis or the Incas or the Mayas, native Indians of this country, you will find similar things. And also some other traditions with which we will not be so familiar now. This is the time told. Very recently, that means as recent as about a year ago, now the whole group of European scientists have started joining this course, the same thing, what we call the end of the planet, as they see it. Absolutely, from what they know about the conditions of the planet. Well, in Vedas, there is a way of life told how to be happy. how to lead your life happily. And for that they have called what is called the Fivefold Path. First thing told is purify the atmosphere. Grow your food by methods of love. How to grow the food, the methods are also given. We are asked to use certain methods to get nutritional rain. That is going to help. There are certain methods how to remove disease in an area. The first thing is the tension on the mind has to go. And for that, this is the simple process given, called Agnihotra, tuned to the biorhythm of sunrise, sunset. We'll go to the details of that soon now. Anyway, this is the basic process in many sciences given. Vedas is real knowledge. That means it is not somebody's writings. The great seers in meditative state, they heard it and they just recorded and remembered and memorized what was told. That's all. Then there are commentaries which are, for thousands of years, at least an oral and partly written tradition goes at least up to 10,000 years. But it is much, much more older than that, where these things have been taught. So, I am today referring to just one simple process which is so simple and extremely beneficial and extremely powerful, as you will see. There are many sciences given in the Vedas, and this process is the basic process for the following sciences. The science of medicine, it is called Ayurveda, which is nearly a lost science. What is available in India now is hardly 1%, 99% is lost, that science. Ayurveda is translated here as science of medicine, actually science of life. Ayu means life. So, a science of medicine, also science of agriculture. There is a science of agriculture which tells you how to grow your food. You will be surprised to hear what things are told in that ancient scientific tradition of knowledge, guru tradition of knowledge. So many things are told about pollution. I'll just give you an example. We are told that if pollution goes beyond the limit, then there will be a change in the nuclear structure of vegetables and man will not be able to digest it. If you wish to bring the plant back to its original state, then this is the process given. How to work with oxygen-fixing bacteria. How to work with the vascular systems. Then how to strengthen the roots. How to make the soil fertile even when you take out the crops. And the main energy involved is energy from the sun, what is called a vitality from the sun. Its relation and its mode of operation so far as this particular earth is concerned. First of all, they describe there are numberless billions of universes. Then they tell something about our universe. Then what can be done on this planet? That is also told. So in that science of agriculture, science of medicine, science of bioenergy, then there is a science of interplanetary communication. In that science also, this process is given as the base. That is, you purify the whole thing and start your communication practice. That's how it is given. Well, so far as we are concerned, the process is extremely simple and it has been experienced by thousands, even in this country and of course all over the world now. I come exactly now to some of the details regarding this process called Agnihotra. The word Agni in Sanskrit means fire. Since English also comes from Sanskrit, we have a word called ignition in English, which comes from the same word Agni, meaning fire. We are told in the beginning that a basic formula, that is, atmosphere, prana and mind are connected. That means any change induced in the atmosphere is automatically transposed to the realm of the mind. Mind is treated as subtle matter and mind could be molded by material means, by mantras, by resonance. So all those things are included in this particular process. What we have to do is a very simple thing, but this is how the theory is given. Atmosphere and mind are connected through what is called prana. Prana is that life energy which connects us with the cosmos and pulsates through us. It is that life force. That means any change induced in the atmosphere automatically affects the functioning of prana, and prana and mind are like two sides of the same coin. So herein lies the solution. We want to be happy. To become happy, only way is to train the mind to be full of love, but mind is too subtle to deal with. Is there anything which is less subtle we can deal with and bring about an automatic change, a beneficial change on what is called mind, which is subtle matter? Yes, prana. But prana itself is subtle. Something less subtle is atmosphere. So exactly you bring about a change in the atmosphere and automatically you begin to feel happy. We can experience it, we can understand it in a very simple way how atmosphere and mind are connected. For example, some people like to burn incense and they like it. Well, you come home from work and then you are tired and you light incense. You just light one incense stick and immediately you begin to feel nice. What has happened? It is the same you a minute ago, same body and the same mind. But you begin to feel nice, a little change in the atmosphere that has helped you. So this is how it works. But if you bring about a medicinal change in the atmosphere, which has an effect on the brain cells, functioning of the body, also the blood, this is all given in the science of medicine. By a simple process and a single process of Agnihotra, which is the basic process, then all your problems become less, all the worry becomes less, because it's a great material aid. Because the basic cycle is sunrise, sunset. Another important cycle connected with our biological functioning is full moon and no moon. There are some other cycles also. That is why, which affect the mind. A mad man is called a lunatic in several European languages. Luna means moon, because moon has a great effect on functioning of the mind. On full moon day and no moon day, you will find in mental hospitals, doctors will tell you that the patients tend to become violent, that is in spite of themselves. So these things are automatic. How to make use of these special energies of sunrise, sunset, full moon, no moon, this is also a part of this yajna. Not only that, but for other purposes like getting nutritional rain. By practice of this, automatically certain things are done. But there are certain processes to get special nutritional rain in an area. For that, you have to consider, as the old science says, the position of Earth, our Earth, because they are using the word bhuhu for Earth. And for people living on this planet is bhuhu. For people on another planet, their planet will be bhuhu for them in one solar system. That is how it is told. So, the process used generally relates to these three things. They say, first of all, on the planet itself, that atmosphere is to be purified. Then the interim space in between the planets has to be purified. That means there should be no violence. Everything should be full of love. The interim space, because they call it something, it could be translated as interim velocity or some type of fluctuations in energy or manipulation. That has to be purified. And then the third thing you have to deal with is a solar range. You do that and automatically you become happy, your problems become less. This is the theory part. Practical part is extremely simple. A child in a few minutes can learn the whole thing. It is as simple as that. So, sunrise, sunset is a very important biorhythm. How that affects us, and we should be able to make use of this biorhythm. Just a few years back, the science of medicine, that means as we understand today allopathic medicine, the science of medicine did not give much importance